Okay, so in this unit, we're dealing with scatter plots. And scatter plots are a way that we use graphs to determine whether or not two different sets of data have a relationship. Now, we've dealt with linear equations and where we've had slopes and y-intercepts, or we had the initial value and the unit rate. And those unit rates had an exact relationship, like we had miles per hour or cost per like candy bar. So we knew that the x and y had a relationship, but in this particular unit, we don't know. And we have to be able to look at the table that we're given. Usually we have to put it on a graph, and then we have to determine whether or not it has some sort of relationship. We say a positive or negative or no relationship at all. And by relationship, we use a word called correlation. And correlation just means does it have some sort of relationship? So what we're going to do here on this problem, the chart gives me the calories and fat proportion of meat and fish. So we have fish sticks, shrimp, tuna, ground beef, roast beef, and ham. And we're going to see if this has a positive correlation or negative correlation based on the amount of fat something has and the amount of calories something has. Now, something really important when we're dealing with scatter plots is that we need to label the x and y axes appropriately. Now, notice how fat here in grams is on the bottom of my graph here. So that's the x-axis. So we'll call the fat in grams the x. And then for the y-axis, we'll use calories. So calories is y. Okay? So the x-axis is grams down here, and y is the calories there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we treat scatter plots just as if we were graphing. Like I could write the grams 3 and calories 50 as 3, 50, just like an ordered pair. And this one 9, 190, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to graph these points on my graph. Now, here's something else that we notice. Notice how it goes by 2s in the fat, and it goes by 50s in the calories. And notice how the fat in grams is 3, but there is no 3 on the graph. We obviously know that 3 is between 2 and 4. So on the graph, we can be approximate, or we can be in a general space from where it's supposed to be. Because we have the table involved, we don't have to be super specific when we put our points on the graph. So 3, 50. So if I'm going to put that dot on there, 3, 50, so 3 would be about here between 2 and 4, and 50 is right here. So my dot should go right here, 3, 50. Okay? Let's move to my next point here. My next point is 9, 190, so 9 is here, and 190 would be just under 200, so right about there. Okay, so again, it's not super exact because we have the table, but again, this picture will give us a rough idea on what the correlation will be. So 7, 170, okay, 7 is right here, 170 is about here, so 7, 170, okay. Next point is going to be 10, 185, so 10 is exact, okay, 10. And then 185 would be right in between there, 185. Okay? And then we have 7, 165 for roast beef. 7, again, is right here. 165 would be about here. So pretty close to the green one there, so we'll put it right next to it. Okay? And then 245. 245. So that's obviously the winner right there. That has the most fat and calories. 245 is be around here. Okay. So looking at my picture, do I see some sort of trend? And just like graphs before when we were looking at slope, we go left to right. Looking left to right, is there some sort of correlation? Is there a pattern? Is there a relationship? Well, going from left to right, it seems like all the dots go upwards, right? They go in the up direction. And I can see that. There's a cluster of dots there, and there's a couple outliers, the 2 purple dots. But again, they all seem to be going in a positive direction. So, again, if I were to draw a line, again, just making a line, it would look something like this, right? If like a line that kind of goes in between all the points. And notice how that line has a positive direction. So, the question down below says, Do the following data sets have a positive, negative, or no correlation? In this case, we would say positive because all the points move in a positive direction. So that's the basics of scatter plots, how you kind of do it, and obviously it gets more complex as we go, but that's the general idea.